It is insane how many mistakes there are in SpongeBob. For example, can you believe that this mistake right here made it into the final version of this episode? Or for example, remember the episode Pre-hibernation week? Take a look at this mistake right here. We're going to be covering a bunch of mistakes like this in today's video, like 20 plus mistakes in 20 minutes. So I'ma stop yapping and let's get right into it. Let's get to our first episode. First up, we have the episode Bubble Buddy, which any old school SpongeBob fan knows this episode. It's all about SpongeBob getting an imaginary friend made out of bubbles. And this like really cheeses Squidward. Like Squidward loses sleep over this. What a dork. Roll that footage.
My friend's in there.
2 hours is long enough. That's it.
Hey, Bubble Buddy, you're finished.
Alright, so this dude right here, this fishy boy right here is incidental 40, okay? And you'll notice that he has red lips, alright? Now, normally, characters with lips, their lips don't disappear or go away at all, right? Like, really think about it. The lips on your face right now, they're not gonna, like, just disappear. And this is what's going on with this mistake right here, as when incidental 40 angrily says, "That's it," as he opens up the door to the restroom, his lips disappear for a few frames. Now, we know this is a mistake because they only disappear for a couple of frames. They do come back, which makes it clear that they were not supposed to disappear. I'll admit this isn't that big of a deal in terms of mistakes, like who cares his lips were missing, but it's still a mistake. And if you want crazier mistakes than this, stay tuned as the mistakes are only going to get worse as we go. So let's head over to another episode. Real quick though, and then I'll shut up, don't worry. Make sure to subscribe as I respond to the comments of all subscribers. So right now, if you simply just click subscribe and leave a comment, I'll respond for sure within the next like 48 hours. So do it. Anyways though, let's head over to that next episode.
But when I shift into maximum overdrive, yeah! I knew I should have gotten the turbo.
Next up, I have a spicy season 3 episode for you guys. Now guys, here's a little secret for you guys, some cartoon Corey lore. This next episode, Krusty Krab training video, is actually my favorite SpongeBob episode of all time. Like if we did the cartoon Corey SpongeBob episode tier list, this episode would be like S tier, dude. It'd be at the top. You guys get it, all right? I really like this episode, and even an episode like this that I love, I'm still going to expose some mistakes. There's two. Here's the first one.
Pants. Let's check in on Squidward again.
I'm sure you guys caught it. If not though, don't worry. Your boy, Cartoon Corey, he's got you. I'm gonna break it down. So, when Mr. Krabs is seen throwing Plankton back to the chum bucket, if we look inside the Krusty Krab behind Mr. Krabs, we'll notice that for one, nobody's running the cash register, and there are like no customers. Like there's nothing going on in that restaurant. There are no customers eating, and there's nobody at the cash register. But then, in the very next shot, Patrick and Squidward are randomly seen, despite the fact that this all takes place in a matter of seconds. So when Mr. Krabs just yeeted Plankton across the street, like he just chucked him across there, we should have seen Patrick and Squidward inside, like right here. So weird mistake, and here's another one. Alright, here's mistake number 2 from Krusty Krab training video. You guys might have just caught it in the clips, but if we take a look at the galley grub menu at the very beginning of the episode, if we look right here, we can see that there's an item that's supposed to say Krusty Supreme. It sounds kinda delicious, you know? I wonder if it's like a fries Supreme from Taco Bell. Now I'm really hungry, but anyways, as you can see, it's actually misspelled on the menu, or at least it's like cut off. You can see that Krusty Supreme is supposed to like finish the word, but the E at the ending of Supreme is just cut off. So totally a mistake. Also, there's no price for the Krusty Supreme, which is also kind of weird. If we look at the galley grub menu in like any other episode, like here's an example, it always has prices. So yeah, a few mistakes here in one shot, and ladies and gentlemen, we've got more. Like I said, the mistakes are only gonna get crazier as we go, so let's head over to another episode. I know you guys are really gonna like this episode.
There it is, the finest eating establishment ever established for eating. The Krusty Krab, home of the Krabby Patty.
For this next one, we're going all the way back in time, all right? We're going in our time machine and going back to season 1 of SpongeBob and going back to the very first episode, Help Wanted. I don't think I need to tell you guys how iconic this episode is, and to be honest with you, the 3 mistakes that I'm going to expose are kind of understandable since it's literally the first ever episode. So don't worry, Steven Hillenberg, I got you, homie. I got you, bro. With that said, let's expose these 3 mistakes. Roll that footage.
Get your anchors out of your pants! One single
right, mistake number 1. So in the overhead shot of the Krusty Krab where the restaurant is jumping left to right, like it's wild in there right now. Look at this thing just jumping left to right. Now, as this happens, the white spots on 2 of the Krusty Krab's like legs, the ones hung outside of the restaurant, are purple. Now, when I say this, you're probably like, Cartoon Corey, what's wrong? But if we look at like any other shot of the Krusty Krab and we look at these flags, those parts that turn purple are always white. Like here's a side by side, and as you can see, those areas are always white. So them randomly being purple in this one shot of Help Wanted is a mistake. Again though, like I said, this is literally the first episode though, so I mean, you could argue it isn't a mistake, but it is. As if we look at other shots in this exact same episode, look, those parts that are purple are white. So this one area of the episode here where they're purple is 100% a mistake. I yapped on way too long about this one. Let's head over to the next mistake from Help Wanted. This one's pretty spicy, and here's a hint. Pay close attention to SpongeBob's collar. I'm sure you guys may have caught this one, especially with the hint that I gave you, but in the final shot of SpongeBob making Krabby Patties for the very rude anchovies, like these dudes are really hungry. Like look at how crazy they're going over just some food. Like chill, bro, chill. Anyways though, as this happens, if you look closely, SpongeBob's collar, the collar to his shirt, randomly changes red. Like what? I guess they got it mixed up with his tie. His tie is normally red, and maybe the layering got mixed up, resulting in the collar being red. But like here's a random PNG of SpongeBob. As you can see, his collar is always white. I don't even need to show you this, but totally a mistake. And guess what? I still have one more from this episode. Roll the footage.
But Mr. Krabs.
3 cheers for SpongeBob! Hip hip!
All right, Mr. Krabs.
Hip hip!
All right.
Hip hip!
All right.
This one is really easy to miss. So real quick, here's a PNG of the most greedy boss ever, the greediest crab that has ever lived, Mr. Krabs. And you'll notice that underneath his like blue shirt, or I guess like flannel or something, I don't know what it is, but underneath this, he has this white undershirt right here. I'm pointing at it. Remember this, as throughout this episode, every time Mr. Krabs jumps, when he says hip hip, that white undershirt just completely disappears for a split second. Like I'm circling and arrowing it, as you can see here, but also I'm gonna play the clip in slow motion, and yeah, as you can see, every time it happens, that undershirt just disappears, it goes missing, which is a really weird mistake. Like I'll forgive them, it's not that big of a deal, and again, I've said it 1,000 times, this was the first episode, but it's still a weird mistake, and we've got more. Not from this episode though, from this next episode. Let's head over there.
Barnacles, I hate the pill.
Another big favorite of mine when it comes to like old school SpongeBob is the episode Midlife Crustacean. This episode is actually kind of inappropriate in my opinion, as this is a kid show and it's all about Mr. Krabs wanting to do like bad young people stuff. For example, the panty raid, like what? How did kids watch this episode? I don't know, but it's a good episode. Of course though, it does have a mistake, and we're gonna roll the clip right now. Try to comment the mistake before I come back in. And here's a hint, it has to do with this ice cream stand right here. I'm circling it, all right, and zooming in on it. This ice cream stand right here. Roll the footage.
Hey, no cutting! You gotta wait your turn like everybody else!
Next.
Did you guys catch it? If not, don't worry. As always, your internet big brother, Cartoon Corey, he's got you. Like, let's be real, I'm the biggest SpongeBob nerd ever. Now, during the shot of the cemetery, it's very brief, but we see the shot of the line at the cemetery. And you'll notice at the ending of the line, there is no ice cream stand, all right? There's like nothing at the ending of the line. But like seconds later, when Mr. Krabs runs past, there is now magically an ice cream stand and the dude serving the ice cream right there. This is especially funny because these people were lined up for ice cream. So when we first see them lined up, what they're lined up for isn't even there. Like they didn't draw it at all. Like in this shot, the ice cream dude should be right here, but just, yeah, you guys get it. Now, I've got more SpongeBob mistakes coming up, but do you guys know what time it is? It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about mistakes in another cartoon. And then don't worry, we go right back to SpongeBob. So don't click off, wait, I'm gonna go back to SpongeBob. I've got more SpongeBob SpongeBob mistakes. Today, we're gonna do Phineas and Ferb, more specifically the episode Phineas and Ferb Get Busted. Now, this first mistake actually has to do with Ferb, this character right here, his head. So pay close attention to that as we roll this footage, and then, yeah, we'll expose the mistake. Roll the footage.
We call it the Ferris bed. It makes trading off fair, simple, and fun, as well as giving easy access to the top bunk. All at the push of a button. Pretty cool, huh?
Did you guys catch it? It's actually like a really bad mistake. But when Phineas builds the Ferris bed, there's a couple of frames where it literally just goes through Ferb's head. Like, look at this. I'm zooming in. That is rough, dude. And here, I'm even gonna play the clip again in slow motion. Like, look at this. It's playing in slow motion. And yeah, that's not supposed to go through our dude's head. I'd be really upset if I was you, Ferb. Do you know who should really be upset, though? The animators of this episode, as I've got another mistake. Roll the footage.
But dude,
No.
Hey,
No,
Ferb,
no,
I-
no,
What?
no.
Yeah, so this one takes place during the brainwashing scenes I just played for you guys. It's very quick, but if you look closely right here, Phineas's eyes are missing for one frame. They do come back, but look at how weird this is. His eyes are just gone, dude. They just didn't draw his eyes. Okay, one more from Phineas and Ferb, and then we'll get back to SpongeBob, all right? One more, roll the footage.
Look!
So this one's interesting, all right? So when we first see the like robot spider thing, okay, it has 4 legs, all right? 1, 2, 3, 4. But here's the problem. This is not consistent throughout the episode, as in a later shot, look, he now randomly has 8 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Maybe he was upgraded, or maybe the animators drew him with 4 and then forgot and drew him with 8. That's definitely what I think happened. But anyways, back to SpongeBob. We're back home, guys. Don't worry, we're back over to SpongeBob. And the episode is pre-hibernation week. And this episode is all about Sandy and SpongeBob playing a ton of extreme sports games before Sandy has to hibernate. But here's the thing, Sandy just pushes SpongeBob way too far. I've got 2 mistakes to cover that you do not want to miss, but real quick, here's a compilation of just all of the crazy stuff Sandy puts SpongeBob through, and then we'll get right to those mistakes. Roll the footage. All right, it's time for mistakes. Like I said, I've got 2 spicy mistakes. Here's the first one, and here's a hint. It has to do with SpongeBob's shoes. Okay, got it? Roll the footage.
Wake up, Slowpoke! We're going fly fishing!
Did you guys catch it? With the hint, this one's pretty obvious, but in one of the shots where SpongeBob is melted, if we look closely, the front part of his shoes are just like cut off. You can tell the shoes are supposed to like be longer, or like the, I don't even know, like the animation, not the animation, but the art of SpongeBob, his shoes, is like incomplete and just randomly cut off, which is absolutely 100% an error. Poor SpongeBob, like not only was he turned into like melted spongy goop, but they even cut off his feet, like my poor guy. Anyways though, one more from pre-hibernation week, okay guys? Let's see if you guys can spot this one. Try and comment the error before I come back in. You guys know the drill? Roll that footage. Okay, so this one's weird. If we take a look at a shot of SpongeBob's house from like any episode, like here's one random shot right here, and I'll even do a side-by-side. Here's another random shot, all right? Both of them on screen at the same time. And you'll notice that SpongeBob always has these right here, these green steps that are like a path to his house. If we even go back to season 1, he has the steps there. He has like the path. So this is a part of his home. But in the nighttime shot of SpongeBob's house, the animators goofed real bad because they just did not draw the green steps at all. Like the path is there, but the green steps are missing. Here's a side-by-side, and you can see how weird it looks now. Like the green steps should be there, dude. Like what?
What's he doing?
He's just standing there, menacingly.
I've got 2 quick mistakes coming in hot next from the episode Hall Monitor. So many iconic episodes today. Like I'm pretty sure a majority of today's video has been like awesome, iconic episodes. Anyways, we're doing Hall Monitor, and here's a hint, all right? It has to do with these buildings right here. I'm circling them quick. I don't want to give too much away, but these buildings right here, okay? Roll the footage.
Hurry, SpongeBob. I think it's getting dark.
Just put on your siren. I'll be right there.
Now, this mistake is more of a background detail, so it's not that big of a deal. It's not like SpongeBob's missing his entire face or something, or like Mr. Krabs missing his entire legs. But it's still a mistake, as pay attention to these buildings right here. At first, they're here, but eventually when Patrick says it's getting dark, these buildings just randomly, like suddenly move slightly to the right. Here's a side-by-side to show you guys, and this is like a really weird mistake. You can see that the background just got moved slightly, but it's still really weird once you catch it. Not as weird as the other mistake from Hall Monitor though. Roll the footage.
Afternoon, son.
Hello, brothers.
Son, we're looking for the maniac.
Okay, so I may have covered this one before in the past, so I apologize if I do. Don't worry, there's still tons of new mistakes coming up. But when the police arrive and ask Patrick about the maniac, we'll notice that Officer John Slugfish, this dude right here, his eyelids are the same color as Officer Rob John's, okay? But here's the problem. When they eventually talk to Patrick again, Officer John's eyelids are randomly colored incorrectly, and they're randomly orange. This dude is like a green fish. You can tell that they got both fish mixed up because this officer, I'm circling him, is orange. So yeah, totally a mistake here. We have the episode Dying for Pie. I mean, come on, what a classic episode. Of course though, even a classic banger episode like Dying for Pie has mistakes. I mean, why would I be talking about it otherwise? That would be kind of pointless. But yeah, there's 3 in this episode, and this first one is going to blow your brain, all right? Roll the footage.
Ridiculous things because you were supposed to explode!
You want me to explode?
Yes! That's what I've been waiting for!
Yeah, so this one is like really rough and I have no idea how it happened. But in the clips you guys just saw, you hear SpongeBob say, "You want me to explode?" And if we watch closely as SpongeBob says this line, a part of Squidward's head is just cut off. See, I wasn't capping when I said it would blow your brain. It literally blew Squidward's brain off. It cut a piece of his head off. This is 100% an animation mistake. I don't even think I need to break it down for you, so let's head over to mistake number 2. And here's a hint, it has to do with this clock right here, okay? Roll the footage.
Drown in it!
The lad's got until sunset before that bomb hits his lower intestine.
All right, so this clock right here, okay? Hopefully you guys were paying attention. You might have already caught the mistake, but Cartoon Corey is gonna break it down for you. So when Squidward and Mr. Krabs are in Mr. Krabs' office, we can see that the clock has 15-hour lines, okay? These lines right here each represent an hour, and there's 15 of them. This shouldn't change. There should always be 15 of them for the rest of the episode. But when Squidward remembers Mr. Krabs later on in the episode, that same clock now randomly has 12 lines. Here's a side-by-side and you'll see what I mean. This first clock has 15 while this one has 12, which is a really strange continuity error. I mean, it's not as bad as Squidward missing an entire piece of his head, but it's still pretty bad. And I've got another one. As always, here's a hint. I want you to pay attention to what SpongeBob is checking off on his list.
Actually, I keep a list of the most fun things I like to do. Next!
So I will admit, even with the hint, you kinda need to like watch this episode for this mistake to like hit. So SpongeBob has this list, okay? And one of the things on the list is introduce friend in a salmon suit. Now, we see SpongeBob do this, okay? And SpongeBob checks it off. However, after SpongeBob checks off juggling, he seems to check off introduce friend in a salmon suit again for a second time, which is a complete mistake because this was already done. Hopefully this one makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm just gonna move on. But this was definitely a weird mistake here. He shouldn't be checking it off twice. He should only be checking it off once. Anyways, though, crazier mistakes coming up, guys, so stay tuned. Let's head over to another episode.
I must be the opposite of SpongeBob by being...
Squidward.
This next episode is a special one. It's a really good episode. It's Opposite Day. And I mean, the title's pretty self-explanatory. Squidward convinces SpongeBob that it's opposite day. So SpongeBob does what he would normally do, but the opposite of it. And this ends up backfiring on Squidward, but enough of all that. We're here for mistakes, not a plot summary. So here's the first one. And I will say, this is probably one of the worst mistakes I've ever covered in the history of this channel. Roll the footage.
The opposite day, Squidward! We hate you!
Let me show.
So after the realtor leaves, Squidward lays on the ground in shame. Now, in the close-up of his face, we can see that SpongeBob has his belt around his waist. But the problem is seconds before this, he had it wrapped around his head. So how it went from his head to his waist in a matter of seconds is kind of weird. What most likely happened here is the gag is that it's around SpongeBob's face, but they forgot about it in this one close-up shot and put it on his waist, not his face. It's a weird one, guys, and we've got more weird mistakes coming up, but first, how about we do a random mistake, where we take a quick break from SpongeBob to talk about a mistake in a random cartoon, and then we go right back to SpongeBob. So don't click off, SpongeBob is coming right back, okay? But for a moment, let's talk about mistakes in The Loud House. More specifically, the episode No Place Like Homeschool, okay? This is gonna be interesting. Here's a hint, this character right here is Lynn, okay? Roll the footage.
Big Ben. Homeschool, homeschool, homeschool. All the way on page 2? Well, of course we did.
Did you guys catch it? So, after Lola's siblings hear how homeschool works, the lower part of Lynn's hair is just randomly missing. It could be due to the angle, but look at this side by side. Normally, Lynn has hair right here, but it's missing right here in this shot, which I mean, come on, is a mistake. And it's time for SpongeBob again. Let's go see that yellow boy. Let's go see that yellow sponge and talk about more mistakes in SpongeBob. I've said this before, but SpongeBob season 4 is very underrated. You know, it's when Steven Hillenburg like kind of left the series, so some episodes are a little meh, but there's also really good episodes. And the episode New Leaf, in my opinion, is one of those episodes where Plankton pretends to turn a new leaf and not be evil anymore. Take a look at some of these scenes showing the episode's plot, and then we'll get right into the mistakes.
I guess I won.
You know, it's funny because Mr. Krabs could tell that Plankton was capping. He just knew. Anyways, though, it's mistake time. Here's the first one.
I got it. I got it. I never give you the formula.
So as you guys just seen, at one point, Plankton opens this gotcha letter from Mr. Krabs, all right? Mr. Krabs pranked him, and then Mr. Krabs bursts through the door of the chum bucket. Now, the problem here is that the door is randomly transparent with like rectangular knobs, when in every other shot of this episode, it's red with round windows. So I highly doubt that Plankton did some like interior designing to his restaurant in the middle of an episode. You can see that the animators first drew his doors like this, red with round windows, and then they drew it like this, transparent with rectangular knobs. I'm doing a side-by-side right here, totally a mistake. And here's another one from New Leaf.
This is it! Yeah! Woo! Woo! Yeah!
This one happens really quick, but near the ending when Plankton gets the formula and laughs like a crazy person, his mouth actually just disappears for a frame. Like, look at this mouthless Plankton right here. My dude is just missing his mouth because the animators didn't draw it for a frame. But hey, it's fine. SpongeBob's a 2D animated show, and 2D animation is really hard, guys. You know what's also really hard though? Finding SpongeBob mistakes, and I've got more. And dude, some of these are really gonna blow your brain, so let's keep it rolling. Next up, we have a really dark episode in my opinion, the episode Jellyfish Hunter. This one is all about SpongeBob using jelly from like jellyfish as a condiment. But here's the problem, once Mr. Krabs sees how profitable the condiment can be, he takes things way too far and starts doing this to jellyfish. Like, I'm gonna roll the clip and then we'll get to the mistakes, but this dude is crazy. Yeah, Mr. Krabs is a psychopath, but so am I guess, because I spent hours finding these SpongeBob mistakes, so let's expose them. Here's the first one.
Whoa, Jelly! Hey, old no name, what's happening?
This one you need like an eagle's eye to catch it. So when SpongeBob sees that No Name is in his house, the bottom of the top bun of the Krabby Patty just repeatedly changes colors during some frames. Like, I'm showing it in slow motion here, and you should be able to catch it. Like, you can see it's just randomly, repeatedly changing colors. But here's also a side-by-side to show how different the colors actually are. It's a subtle difference, but I mean, of course this should not be happening. This is definitely some sort of animation glitch. And that's not it for Jellyfish Hunter. Here's mistake number 2. This one's very interesting.
More!
Now this is another one that's insanely easy to miss. It's a continuity error. So as you can see, SpongeBob and his 5 clones are all wearing Krusty Krab hats. Now the problem is for one random scene, their hats just disappear before coming back in the very next scene. So they're all wearing the hat, and then for this one shot, the hat just disappears because the animators forgot to draw it. And then the hats just reappear afterwards. So like, what's going on here? That's a continuity error. Maybe they took their hats off just for this one part, but I doubt it. This was probably an error. And that's not it. Still one more from Jellyfish Hunter. Roll that footage. So this one, I'll give them a bit of a pass as it happens while More Krabs is still fading in. But when More Krabs is fading in and appears for the first time, his mouth, which should be right here, is absent for like a split second. It's just not there. Once he fully fades in, it is there, but as he's fading in, it's missing. How I noticed this, I don't know, but I'm crazy. We're gonna do a really good episode. No free rides. And this episode is all about Mrs. Puff just not wanting to deal with SpongeBob's nonsense anymore and passing him despite the fact that he's not ready to drive. Now there are a ton of mistakes in this episode, but we're gonna focus on one that's like really funny. So roll the footage, let's take a look.
Not even if you were oh! Mrs. Puff?
Alright, so as you guys just saw, SpongeBob rips off the ski mask to reveal that the culprit is Mrs. Puff, leaving a little bit of the ski mask wrapped around her neck. It's also important to note that Mrs. Puff is in this attire right here. She's not dressed in her regular clothing, right? Well, here's the problem, as in the very next scene, like a couple of seconds later, not only is the bottom part of the ski mask that was literally just on her missing. To be fair, this part is okay, this is cartoon logic, but what's really bad is that Mrs. Puff is now randomly seen wearing her normal clothes. I have no idea how she changed her clothing in a matter of seconds from this outfit to this outfit. It's definitely some cartoon logic, but I'd say it's kind of stupid here. It definitely looks like an error. Can you believe that this mistake right here made it onto TV? I mean, at this point you probably can, because I always cover SpongeBob mistakes like this. And we're gonna cover more. Let's do this.
Plan your own party, kid. Hey, Lou, how much?
For the Plan Your Own Party kit? Oh, we're having a special on those. They're free. But you have to leave right now.
We're gonna party for this first one because it's the episode Party Pooper Pants, where SpongeBob holds this whole party and is just such a control freak, but we're not here for all that. We're here for mistakes. So here's the first one.
Good question, Gary, but not to worry. The Plan Your Own Party kit warns that unsupervised parties can lead to disaster. That's why I've taken the liberty of devising a schedule. 8 o'clock to 8:05. Guests arrive. 8:05 to 8:15. Opening remarks and general discussion.
Yeah, this one cracked me up a little. It's very easy to miss, but when SpongeBob is reading his schedule, if we look over at Gary, he is missing like the red swirl groove that's normally on his shell. Normally his shell looks like this, but in this one shot, it's just missing, which is kinda lazy on the animator's end. With that said, here's mistake number 2.
Thanks again, SpongeBob. See ya!
This one's like a weird one, and I'm a complete like nerd who needs to touch grass for even noticing this in a kid's cartoon. But at the end of the episode, when Patrick closes the door, if we look at the door handle, right, this thing right here, it's the same color as the door. Now you're probably asking why this matters, but remember this, okay? The door handle is the same color as the door. As in the very next scene, literally like seconds later, look, the door handle has now randomly changed to like a golden one. Like, what? Originally, it was the same color as the door, as you can see here, but then in this next shot, it's gold. Yeah, a mistake. And like I said, it's a weird one, guys, but here's mistake number 3 from Party Pooper Pants. This one has always made me laugh.
How interesting.
Nice try, Plankton. All right, let's give this another try.
Okay, so if you're not like a hardcore SpongeBob fan, you probably did not catch this mistake at first, so don't worry, I'll break it down, I'll explain. Normally, if we look at any other shot of SpongeBob's living room, SpongeBob's couch looks like this. It's green with some blue, okay? Remember this. But in this one shot of Party Pooper Pants, look, SpongeBob's couch is like red, randomly. This has never happened after this and never happened before this, so it's actually like a really bad error because of that. I personally think it looks cooler red though, just saying. But anyways, I've got one more mistake from this episode, and then we're gonna head over to some more spicy episodes of SpongeBob.
Okay, Gary, get ready. It's almost 8 o'clock. Here they come. Don't worry too much. Gary, it's only 10 seconds past 8 o'clock.
Okay, so a big part of this episode is SpongeBob is holding this party, and everybody is supposed to arrive for the party by 8 p.m. Now, at one point, SpongeBob says that it is 8 p.m., but he also checks his watch, and if you look at his watch says that it's 3 p.m., despite the fact that SpongeBob has literally already established that it's 8 p.m. So either the animators made a mistake here, or SpongeBob needs a new watch, dude. Like, that thing is broken, my guy. All right, guys, let's head over to another episode and stay tuned as the mistakes are going to get crazier as we go.
There you go, buy yourself something pretty.
Hey, this isn't money.
No, it's even better. This is what Mr. Krabs pays me with.
This next one is another quick one. It's from the episode One Course Meal, and here's a little hint. I'm gonna roll the clips with the mistake. It has to do with Plankton, so pay attention to your favorite little green evil dude, okay? Roll the footage.
Enjoy, Eugene!
Did you guys catch it? It's very easy to miss, and it takes place when he's gliding, as if we pause at the right frame, for example, right here. Yeah, Plankton's teeth turn green for a frame, which is not supposed to happen. That's not a thing. Plankton has white teeth. Anyways, though, like I said, this one's a quick one, so let's head over to another one with a bunch of mistakes, okay?
Mr. Krabs, what do we do?
Here, use this.
Next up, we have quite the fan favorite episode. I'm talking about Nature Pants, where SpongeBob goes to live with the jellyfish in the wilderness instead of just being a normal spongy boy. I love this episode. It's a really good, classic, nostalgic banger of an episode, but of course it still has mistakes. To be honest, guys, the older, more nostalgic episodes usually have the most mistakes due to animation not being as good at that time. Anyways, though, I'm yapping too much. Here's that first mistake. Okay, so a big part of SpongeBob living in the wilderness is he does something crazy. He gives up his iconic SquarePants. Crazy, right? I know, what? These are such an important part of your design, SpongeBob, but he wants to be like a homeless sponge, so it makes sense. Now, as you've seen, when SpongeBob stands in front of the Krusty Krab door during that section of the episode, a part of his pants can be seen. But the problem is seconds before this, he's naked, and directly after this, he's naked again. So you can see that for this one shot right here, the animators slipped up. SpongeBob is still supposed to be naked, especially because he's naked before this and after it, but they mistakenly put his square pants on him. So yeah, kind of a funny mistake. Here's one more from this episode.
Here, use this.
Okay, this one is definitely one of the harder mistakes I've ever found. Anyway, so in the clips you guys just saw, when the fire extinguisher hits the grill, we can see that the patties are randomly shifted significantly to the left. And what's really bad here is if we look closely, there's one that is literally floating mid-air in front of the cabinet right here. This is corrected in the next scene right before the grill bursts into flames, but dude, that is a floating Krabby Patty. It must be haunted by the Flying Dutchman or something. That or the animators made a little oopsies. I think that's what happened, huh guys? But we've got more oopsies to expose, so let's keep it moving and head over to another episode.
Ah! Me eyes! What are you doing, Mr. Squidward? Ah!
I couldn't find the smelling salt, so I just used table salt.
Next up, we have like season 9's most underrated episode in my opinion, and that's Tutor sauce. This is like a really good episode. Usually in modern era SpongeBob, it's very hit or miss, and even the good episodes still have some issues, but this one is a really good episode, 10 out of 10. Because of that, I actually feel kind of bad because you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna expose some mistakes. Here's the first one.
Oh, broken wall. That's about 15,000. Oh, kitchen fire. Oh, that'll be about $6,000.
Did you guys catch it? This is a pretty common mistake throughout SpongeBob, all right? But when the patties are burning and we can see inside the Krusty Krab, look, the galley grub and order here signs are missing. If we take a look at any other shot of the Krusty Krab, the inside of it, there's always the galley grub menu right here, which has all of the items available for order, for example, like a Krabby Patty, as well as the order here sign, this green sign right here. But yeah, in that one shot, the animators just did not draw them. So pretty much like a bad mistake if you really think about it. They should be right here, but they're not. I'll forgive you though, it's not that big of a deal. And here's another mistake from the same episode that's actually pretty similar.
You missed one.
Did you guys catch this one? Well, when Squidward says, "Ya missed one," if we take a look at the galley grub menu itself, galley is misspelled. It's normally spelled as G-A-L-L-E-Y, as you can see here. Here's an example from another episode where they got it right. But in this episode, in this one scene, it's spelled as G-A-L-L-Y grub. So yeah. Aside from these two mistakes though, I will say this episode's really good, so go give it a watch after you're done watching this video, especially because we've got more mistakes coming up. Let's head over to our next episode, and this episode has 3 mistakes in one episode.
I'm gonna teach you all me cheapskate knowledge, like you were the son I never wanted.
Ooh, can I call you Daddy?
No.
Pa?
No.
Pop?
No.
Papa?
No.
My old man?
No.
Daddykins?
Maybe.
Grampy Joe?
We're heading over to season 7 for this next episode, Cracked Krabs, and this episode is very mixed. I don't think anyone would say that it's like an amazing episode, but it also isn't the worst episode ever, but whatever, we're here for mistakes. Let's see if you guys can comment this mistake before I come back in and break it down. I know you guys can do it without my help. Roll that clip, let's do it.
Put it there, SpongeBob, me boy.
Sure. Oop.
Okay, so this one's closer to the ending of the episode in the clips you guys just saw, where Mr. Krabs snaps SpongeBob's hand off. Now, when this happens, if we look very closely, Mr. Krabs' feet are blue. The only thing I could think of is Mr. Krabs' pants are blue, so it might have been like a coloring mix-up where they colored his feet the same color as his pants. But yeah, definitely a mistake, and here's another one from Cracked Krabs.
See you next year.
So this one actually takes place close to the last scene we just covered, so I will make this part quick. But SpongeBob's teeth turn yellow just as that trophy is yanked from Mr. Krabs' hand. I don't think I need to tell you that that's not supposed to happen. SpongeBob, go brush your teeth. To be fair, yellow teeth is like a very common mistake in SpongeBob, but no matter how common it is still a mistake. SpongeBob's teeth are not supposed to be yellow. Anyways though, one more from Cracked Krabs, and then let's do another random mistake.
Eugene Krabs in Sign of the Times.
Oh.
Okay, so a lot of you will probably already know this, but when it comes to the Krusty Krab and Chum Bucket, canonically, they are directly across from one another. We've seen this in so many episodes before, okay? Remember this. As in Mr. Krabs' video in Cracked Krabs, look, the pathway to the Chum Bucket is missing, making for honestly like a really weird mistake. But guys, do you know what time it is? It's time for another random mistake. Anyways, we're gonna do Gravity Falls again. We're gonna do the episode Carpet DM. Roll that footage.
Okay, so how much do you like boys?
So much.
Boys make me think about kissing.
Candy. Oh my God!
Oh,
So, as you guys just saw, the pillow that Grenda throws at Candy at the first slumber party is pink, okay? Remember this, it's pink. Before she picks it up, it's pink. As eventually, when she does pick it up, that exact same pillow randomly turns green. Because we literally see Grenda throw it at Candy, we know it's the same pillow. I know some of you might be thinking like maybe it's a different pillow, but no, it's the same pillow. And I've got another mistake from this episode. Roll the footage.
I was gonna give that new room to Mabel.
No, you should! Give it to Mabel! You big jerk!
What did you say to me?
Shut up, old man!
Okay, so this dude right here is Stan, okay? I say it like this for people who haven't seen the show before, but remember, this is Stan. Now, eventually, he says the line, "What did you say to me?" And if we watch closely as he says this, his entire mouth just disappears for a split second. It comes back after like half of a second, but it's still missing during this scene, dude, and it's so weird. Like, look at this dude without a mouth. Definitely a bit of an animation glitch. It's not like they forgot to draw his mouth, but anyways, back to SpongeBob. The episode is Keep Bikini Bottom Beautiful, which is all about Squidward needing to do exactly that. He needs to keep Bikini Bottom beautiful. Okay, so I've got one spicy mistake in Keep Bikini Bottom Beautiful. Roll the footage. Okay, so as you guys just seen, Squidward is in bed, okay? And you can see that he's wearing this pink nightcap right here. Remember this, okay? He's wearing his pajamas, his jams. Now, there's a brief shot where Squidward opens his eyes after smelling his trash blanket. That thing looks disgusting. When this happens though, we can see that his pink nightcap is missing, despite the fact that he was wearing it seconds before, and the fact that he's wearing it after this. So he's wearing the nightcap, then seconds later he isn't, and then seconds later he's wearing it again? I guess he could have taken it off, but I mean, come on guys, this is definitely a mistake.
No more food. Sorry, Gary. Peasants only eat mashed up clamshells.
The episode is Fools in April, and this episode's all about April Fool's Day, just Squidward takes things way too far. You guys already know. What you guys don't know about though are the two mistakes that I'm about to cover. Here's the first one. Okay, so as you guys just seen in those clips, SpongeBob passes through Bubble Bass's rear, all right? And as you can see, this shirt that he has on is white and his shorts are dark blue right here. Remember this, okay? White shirt and dark blue shorts. But here's the thing, when Squidward sees the injury afterwards, his shirt is now like light green and his shorts are purple. So I have no idea how the entire outfit changed in a matter of seconds. This was definitely a continuity error, where at first they gave this outfit, forgot they colored it this way and then colored it this way in the next scene. This episode's really old, so it's not that big of a deal, but believe it or not, there's actually a whole other mistake in this scene right before SpongeBob passes through Bubble Bass's rear. Roll the footage. Yeah, you guys probably caught it, but right before SpongeBob passes through, yeah, his right pores are colored black. That's not supposed to be a thing. Like, SpongeBob, you're not supposed to have black pores, bro. I hope you're okay. Anyways, though, let's head over to another episode with more mistakes. Let's do this.
In a familiar restaurant, in a familiar part of town, a call goes out in frustration.
Will you hurry up?
A call that would normally be answered by Bikini Bottom's semi-retired champions. If they weren't the ones causing the problem.
I've got another classic episode for you guys. This one is Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy Part 5. But this one's my favorite, and it unfortunately has 3 mistakes. Here's the first one.
I want an adult-sized Krabby Patty. Did you hear him say anything about eating dirt? Need a hand? super pal.
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Barnacle Boy says, "Need a hand, super pal," when he kind of like reunites with Mermaid Man at the ending of the episode, his mask, this mask right here, actually changes into the same color as his skin for like 1 frame. It's only for 1 frame. It goes back to normal afterwards, but look at how weird this looks. This is totally a mistake. And here's another one from the same episode. Here's mistake number 2.
Will you hurry up? Hey, Cole. That would normally be answered by Bikini Bottom semi-retired champions.
Okay, so this character right here is Incidental 13. He's also known as Medley Fishbowl though. That's his actual name, all right? But this is the character we need to pay attention to here. As at first, when we see Medley appear in the line inside the Krusty Krab, let's take a look at his eye, more specifically his left one, because it's just literally not attached to his face. I don't think I need to tell you guys that your eyes are supposed to be attached to your face. So yeah, this was a mistake. I have no idea how the animators missed this one, but hey, mistakes happen. And we've got more. This next one is much worse though. Roll the footage.
Who wants to save the world?
I do! I do!
I do.
I don't.
Oh, yes, you do. No world means no money. Now, go save the world, or you're fired!
Did you guys catch it? So, when Mr. Krabs is talking to Squidward and says no world means no money, I mean, he does have a point. If all of the evil bad guys in SpongeBob take over the world, there probably isn't going to be too many customers at the Krusty Krab. But that doesn't matter. What really matters here is when Mr. Krabs says this, if you look closely, his entire right arm is just gone. I don't even think I need to explain why this is a mistake. You know, people have 2 arms, a right and a left arm. The right one is missing here, and that is a mistake, a pretty bad one too. And we've got more, but really quickly guys, it's time for a random mistake. Let's do Gravity Falls. The episode is called The Deep End, and here's a hint, it has to do with this character right here, his water bottle, okay? Pay attention to that.
I think I am dying. Water!
Give him CPR!
Mermen don't breathe air.
Then give him reverse CPR, doy!
I hate this. I hate this.
Did you guys catch it? So, when Dipper gives Mermondo reverse CPR, if you pay close attention to that water bottle, it just refills every single time he drinks from it. So even though he's drinking from the water bottle, the water in the bottle doesn't decrease. He just has infinite water, which, I mean, come on, is definitely cartoon logic, but it is also somewhat of a mistake considering how much it happens, guys. Here's one more mistake from this episode because that one was kind of weak. This one's actually really bad though. It's really funny too. And it's also kind of dark. Roll the footage.
All in favor of doing nothing all day, say, I'm gonna throw this pig out of the house. You called my bluff, pig.
Yeah, so in the beginning, we can see this character right here, Waddles, licking chocolate off of Grunkle Stan's face. Now, I hate to say it, but pigs are not able to eat chocolate. Chocolate is actually very toxic to pigs. It's the same as dogs, as you guys know. If you have a dog, dogs cannot eat chocolate. But anyways, let's get back to SpongeBob.
You have exactly 17 minutes to haul your carcasses off of the future site of the Chum Bucket Mega Bucket.
Do you hear something?
Next up, we have a banger of an episode, like a serious banger from season 1. The episode's Walking Small, and this episode is all about Plankton like pretty much manipulating SpongeBob into being like really mean to other people. But anyways, here's the first mistake from Walking Small. Alright, I'm sure some of you guys caught it, but for those who didn't, as you guys just seen, SpongeBob cleans the sand off of this kid's ice cream, okay? Very nice of him. But here's the problem, like moments later when all of the fish are surrounding Plankton as he's crying, that same kid, right, who had his ice cream cone cleaned, his ice cream cone is just dirty again, which makes me think that the animators had SpongeBob clean it off and then forgot about this and used the same like animation or art again, which is why this ice cream is dirty again. So kind of a weird mistake. I guess there's the chance like the kid got it dirty again, but I don't know. I think this is a mistake, and here's mistake number 2.
Hot dogs! Hot dogs!
Look at that huge line at the hot dog stand.
Let's go home.
Alright, this is another one that's kind of funny. So, as you can see here, there are 6 fish lined up at the snack bar when it's first seen. And we can also see that the vendor gives out 6 hot dogs. But here's the issue. So, when SpongeBob extends his tongue, there's now only 4 kids and only 4 hot dogs. When like literally a second ago, there was 6. And to make things even more messy, when the fish are seen leaving, there are only 5 of them leaving. So it went from 6 to 4 to 5, all in a matter of like 30 seconds. Totally a mistake and kind of a messy one. Again though, this is a really old episode, so I'll give them, you know, some forgiveness. This next episode with 2 more mistakes though, this one is not an old episode, so there's no excuses. Let's take a look at this next one.
Come on, wormies, giddy up!
Next up, we've got Frozen Face Off, but even a good episode like this has mistakes. Here's the first one.
Don't tell me, Mr. Krabs. You peeled back those tentacles with your bare claws. You single-handedly saved your vessel from certain doom.
Nope. That didn't work. She gulped me and me crew down in one swift swallow.
When Mr. Krabs says, nope, that didn't work, if we look closely, there's like this random orange spacing between his eyes for a frame. Such a weird mistake, and here's mistake number 2 from Frozen Face Off.
I hate to break up story time, but I'd like to not get eaten today.
Yeah, so you might have caught it, but after Sandy says, I'd hate to break up story time, but I'd like to not get eaten today, after she says this and everyone starts running towards the sleigh, if we look very closely, the right side of SpongeBob's white shirt randomly turns red for a frame. And stay tuned, guys, because the mistakes are gonna get worse from here. Let's head over to another episode.
I can't feel my big toe.
So, how'd I do?
The episode is Burst Your Bubble and Roll the Footage.
Thank you! Now this is what I call a muscle car.
This one is really, really easy to miss. When SpongeBob blows bubbles to the Bikini Bottomites, this building right here completely changes positions. At first, it's right here, as you can see, and there's this distance, it's right here. But when SpongeBob blows the bubbles out, look, the building is completely changed where it is. Like, it's weird, dude. What is going on here? Totally a continuity error. But anyways, guys, you know what time it is? It's time for another random mistake. Let's do Pokemon, and the episode is Bye Bye Psyduck. Here's a little hint. This character right here is called Marina, all right? And it has to do with her outfit, so pay close attention to her. Roll that footage.
But just being cute doesn't mean it's gonna win this battle. Tentacruel Rap Attack! I think I probably forgot to mention that my real specialty is water Pokemon that have characteristics from some other type of Pokemon too.
Okay, so this character right here is Misty, and this is Marina, as I already pointed out, and they're in the middle of a crazy Pokemon battle, all right? And if we look at Marina, we'll notice that she wears these stockings, okay? She wears them throughout the whole episode. Or does she? As if you look at this one scene during the battle, Marina's stockings just completely disappear momentarily, and then they come back. So she's wearing them, then for a couple of shots, she's not wearing them, and then they magically reappear again, which is blatantly a mistake by the animators. And we've got more. Here's another mistake from this same episode of Pokemon, and don't worry, we're going back to SpongeBob soon. Don't click off yet.
You raised that rubbery Psyduck of yours, Misty, but now I'll show you how powerful a Psyduck can be if you train it the right way. Hey, why don't we let our Psyduck battle? Our side dog?
Okay, this next one is definitely a bit worse than that last one, but it's also kind of similar. So it takes place when the stare down between Misty and Marina takes place. Now, normally Misty's shoes looks like this, and if we zoom in on her shoes, they're like red and white, and they have some like yellow, like lightning graphic on it. It's not even a yellow lightning graphic, they just have yellow lines on it as well. But as you can see, they're not entirely red, right? There's some white in there, right? Well, during that stare down, if you look at Misty's shoes, they are entirely colored red, which is totally a mistake. And let's head back over to SpongeBob.
Do yourself a favor, kiddo. Sign here, and you'll be protected.
Wait. No. Wait.
Here.
Ah, okay, thanks.
Next up is the episode Life Insurance, and this one's pretty interesting. So SpongeBob and Patrick get confused, and they think that having life insurance, means that you're protected from any danger. So they think that if you have it, then you could go and get hit by a bus, and you just wouldn't feel it. That's what this episode's about, and here are the mistakes. Roll that first one. First things first, we're gonna make this one quick. It's a pretty straightforward mistake. Let's take a look at any PNG of SpongeBob's house, and you'll notice that there's these windows here. But at the very beginning of this episode, Life Insurance, they're completely missing one of these windows. Pretty straightforward mistake, and I'm a total nerd for even catching it, but here's mistake number 2, baby. Take a look at this.
Did you see that? I ran right through a brick wall. I'm hard as nails.
Did you guys catch it? Okay, so when Squidward says, I ran through a brick wall, if we look very, very closely, one little rock on the CGI road's sand overlaps with Squidward and Patrick. And based on how this shot looks, this shouldn't happen. And yeah, this is not supposed to happen, clearly. It's a mistake. And here's one more from the same episode.
And while you're very clumsy, why not buy 2?
Okay. Squidward, I think you need this more than I. I would like to present you with my life insurance policy. No name here.
Yeah, so this one's funny. As you guys just seen, SpongeBob signs this contract right here, okay? Remember this. As eventually, after Mr. Krabs takes the contract out of Squidward's pocket, if we look, the contract is blank. But as I mentioned, SpongeBob signed it already, and this all happened in a matter of like a couple of scenes. So this is a mistake. Like, that blank contract should still have SpongeBob's signature on it. What definitely happened here is the animators forgot to draw it. And guys, if you want more mistakes like this, actually, if you want worse mistakes than any of the ones I covered today, click this video right here. We'll go watch it together and laugh at some of the craziest SpongeBob mistakes you've ever seen. So do it, click it, click it, click it. Anyways though, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace. I think we can all agree that Mr. Krabs is a terrible boss. He overworks his employees, he's greedy, he's even a bad dad. But in the episode Company Picnic, he decides to do something nice. Take a look at these clips.
Just watch out because here it comes.
Oh, what now? Too much wheeing. What is...
Oh, pickle juice!
What's going on in here?
Just in time, Mr. Squidward. You're about to go on the greatest company picnic ever!
A company picnic, eh? That gives me an idea. Well, I guess things will pick up once the food gets here.
Right you are! Here's the food! See? You open it with your teeth. There. Isn't that fun? Company picnic? That's not how you spell company picnic.
Yes, who?
Plankton!
See, I like this episode because Mr. Krabs actually was trying to do something genuine, but then Plankton comes along and messes everything up. But the animators also made a few mistakes in this episode, not just Mr. Krabs or Plankton. Let's take a look at them.
I'm out of here! You can never have too many. Hey, Squidward!
I've got a plate. It's made of paper. It's a paper plate.
Okay, so at one point of this episode, we get to see these two stuffed walruses, okay? And as you can see, their tusks are yellow, their bodies are orange. Remember this, it's very important. Well, when SpongeBob hears Squidward, Mr. Krabs, and Plankton laughing together, the two stuffed walruses, now their tusks are orange. Originally, they looked like this, they were yellow. Now they're orange, which is a very weird mistake. I'm nitpicking, but like, I don't even know how this mistake happened.
Appears I am being abducted by aliens. Finally.
Next up, we have a very new episode. It's Star Cruise, and I'll admit I'm kind of cheating, guys. This is The Patrick Star Show episode, but I mean, come on. SpongeBob, Patrick Star Show, it's all the same stuff. Well, actually, like, regular SpongeBob is way better. But anyways, the episode is Star Cruise, and here's the mistake.
Enjoy your cruisy snooze.
Okay, so let's take a look at Bunny over here. This is Patrick's mother, for those who do not know. And you'll notice a big part of her design is this lipstick right here that she always wears. You can see it right here. Remember this, as in Star Cruise, when Bunny leaves the engine room in this scene right here, look. It's not a huge deal, but the animators completely forgot to draw her lipstick. And what's funny is, like, after this scene, look, her lipstick is back. And before this scene, she was wearing lipstick. So even when we see her in the engine room, she's wearing lipstick. So just, yeah, a mistake. This one is nothing compared to the next set of mistakes we'll be covering in this next episode, though. Let's head over there. Hold up for a second. It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we're gonna get right back to SpongeBob, talk about another cartoon and a mistake in another cartoon very quickly. Today, we're going to be doing The Amazing World of Gumball, something recommended by you guys a ton. And again, we're gonna get right back to SpongeBob, guys, so stay tuned. If you're here for SpongeBob, don't worry, but yeah, for a little context, the mistake revolves around this character right here, Richard, who's the father of Gumball, all right? It has to do with him, and it's in the episode The Kids. Roll the clip, let's see if you guys can spot it. And then we're going right back to SpongeBob, just reminding you guys again.
You still got it.
Hey, kids, do I look old to you?
Hard to say. I guess that's the good thing about being fat. It fills out all the wrinkles. Come on, help us out here. Was it BC or AD?
This is definitely a situation where it's blink and you'll miss it for sure, and it's also really, really fun. But after Richard goes to leave the room after being insulted from his kids about looking old, if you look closely, his face completely disappears. You can barely see it in motion, so we're pausing it here and you can see it, and just, yes, something very creepy about seeing Richard without a face. Funny mistake here from The Amazing World of Gumball, and it's back to the main event. It's back to SpongeBob, and this one, guys, is going to be wild. Lots of mistakes.
Patrick, wait! Let me call a locksmith!
Oh, I don't need any old locksmith.
Patrick! 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 Don't you think maybe that you shouldn't...
Man! This card is fantastic!
See, I told ya, we're back with regular SpongeBob, and we're gonna be talking about the episode The Card, which has some hilarious scenes. Here, take a look at some of these hilarious gags from the episode. The episode actually really hits. It's a good episode.
Ooh, Mermaid Man's bubble-powered wheelchair from season 12! Oh, and Barnacle Boy's bunion! Holy scallops, these must be the most valuable cards in the world!
Those cards aren't worth nothing. I wouldn't put those cards in the spokes of my bike.
Oh boy, let's see which card I got. Is this a good card, SpongeBob?
No, it's just another...
Mermaid Man says... Buy more cards!
Number 54! That's the best card there is! I can't let anything happen to that card. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy would never forgive me. Patrick, look out! Close.
See, I told ya. Also, I just want to say it's really funny that they did like a card game on SpongeBob. Imagine SpongeBob opening up like Pokemon cards. Dude pulls like a first generation Charizard. Holy cow. But anyways, let's get into the mistakes, guys. Here's the first one.
You can have your card now. I hope you get as much use out of it as I have.
More cards!
Mermaid Man card number 54, the special talking one!
Well, what about these?
So for this mistake to really make sense, I want you guys to take a look at this card right here. It's called card number 54. As you can see, there is a giant fist in the art of this card punching Barnacle Boy right here. Ouch, poor Barnacle Boy, dude, that must have hurt. Well, at one point in the episode, Patrick shows SpongeBob 4 number 54 cards at once. And if you look at all of them, they're accurate, except for the second one, as the second one just doesn't show the giant fist punching Barnacle Boy. I have no clue like what happened here, dude, but it's kind of funny because they're all the same card, but just this one version, the second one, is missing a part of the art. Totally a mistake. And wait, there's more. Here's another mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it. Keep those eyes peeled.
Next. Oh no.
Hey, Quincy, how's my favorite money man?
Here you are, sir.
Thank you. Quincy, this one is wrinkled.
Here, try this one.
This one smells funny.
Oh, come on. Would you hurry up?
This is another weird one. So in the opening shot of the inside of the bank, this character right here, Incidental 29, appears after Incidental 107. But when the fish tells SpongeBob to hurry it up, Incidental 23 now replaces Incidental 49. When Incidental 23 was never even in the opening shot. This was just like weird. And this all happens in a matter of seconds, so yeah, definitely a mistake here.
Who's been a Bikini Bottom for as long as Mr. Krabs?
Ow!
No! Hi, Plankton!
This next one has very few mistakes, but the one it has is actually really bad, so I'm gonna make it quick. The episode is The Main Drain, a very underrated episode. Like, be honest, have you even heard of this episode before? I definitely hadn't before this video, but anyways, here's the first mistake. Let's expose it.
1 sec. Time for a scary story, boys. Again.
Where is the main drain, Mr. Krabs?
Did you guys catch it? It's a very weird one, but when Mr. Krabs turns off the lights, it's on the left side, as you can see right here. However, when Mr. Krabs eventually finishes the story moments later, the switch suddenly just changes positions. Like, what? The animators definitely forgot about where they originally put the light, but hey, stuff happens, all right? Mistakes happen sometimes. At least this one gives us a good laugh. I don't know if it's as funny as this next episode's mistakes, though. Let's keep it moving and stay tuned, guys. Things are only gonna get worse as we go. Our next mistake can be found in the episode Shell Games, a really fun episode from the show's 12th season. Now, the mistake, to be honest, is very subtle, so I'm going to make this section quick. That way we can get back to the more crazy mistakes I've saved for later on in this video. They're crazy, so stay tuned. But yeah, during this zoomed out shot of Mrs. Puff, as you can see if you look closely, her lipstick is red, okay? It's red. You can see it right here. Well, in the very next shot, where we get a closer look, her lipstick has magically changed from red to pink, thus making for a subtle but interesting mistake. Again, we've got some cooler ones later, so stay tuned, but here's a clip of this one for now.
You're the best driving student I've ever had, Roger. Kudos.
Mrs. Puff! Mrs. Puff!
Roger! We have to move now! Punch it!
In the episode House Sitting for Sandy, SpongeBob gladly accepts to house sit Sandy's tree dome. Well, she's away, and while all is quiet at first, this quickly changes when Patrick arrives, yes, Patrick, for a visit, and causes absolute chaos, which eventually results in the tree dome getting destroyed. Yeah, this episode is pretty wild. I recommend it. Now, don't worry, they figure it out by the end of the episode, and everything works out for Sandy. But if we rewind back to this scene, there is actually a mistake, and I know you missed it. When Sandy is giving SpongeBob a rundown of what to do while she's gone, there are a few frames where the patch normally found on her suit is just missing, thus making for an awkward little mistake.
And last but not least is my collection of rare and fragile artifacts that has to be cleaned twice daily. Now, are you sure you can handle all that, Sponge?
When Squidward decides to treat himself to a nose job, SpongeBob drives him to the hospital to get it. Just unfortunately for Squidward, SpongeBob never leaves, he just stays there. And as a result of this, SpongeBob is mistaken for an actual doctor. And this goes way too far, with SpongeBob eventually becoming Squidward's surgeon. Yeah, poor Squidward. Now in the end, SpongeBob doesn't do a very good job, and this leaves Squidward looking very, well, not so handsome. But we're here to talk about mistakes, so yeah, let's do that. During this scene, where SpongeBob enters the operating room, one of the fish on the left is purple. However, when we see this fish again in the next scene, he's now just a completely different color. He isn't purple anymore, that's for sure, so definitely another mistake here.
Oh, yeah. This is the life. And best of all, there's no SpongeBob here to ruin it. Wait,
Oh, hi, everybody.
Our first set of mistakes can be found in the iconic and very nostalgic episode, SB129. For those who don't remember this episode, just take a look at some of these scenes and you'll like instantly remember it. It is a classic. On to the mistakes. So this first one, I'm going to play a clip and see if you guys can catch the mistake on your own. Comment it if you do.
It is Sunday morning in Bikini Bottom, and it is about time for Squidward to practice his clarinet. So get your earplugs ready.
I think I'll treat Bikini Bottom to some real music.
Did you catch it? Well, this is how SpongeBob's house normally looks. It's looked like this since the show's first ever season. It has 2 windows, right? We've covered mistakes like this in the past, but this one's completely new, by the way. Well, in this scene of SB129, what's going on with SpongeBob's house? It only has 1 window, which is a very lazy mistake. And that ain't even it for this episode. I've got another mistake, but let's see if you guys can catch it on your own first.
No, I'm not ready. I'll never be ready. Don't you get it?
Sure we do. Ready?
Shouldn't you be at work today, SpongeBob?
But it's Sunday. The Krusty Krab is closed.
Hold on a second. I'll be right out. Hello? Alone at last?
This one is very sneaky. So this is how SpongeBob normally looks. He has a red tie. Remember this, it's red. It's always been red. But in this one shot where Squidward sneaks away to the Krusty Krab, why is SpongeBob's tie black? That's a mistake. The episode Reefblower is not only very short, but it's also a silent episode with no dialogue. This is the second episode of the show to air ever, and it's interesting to imagine if all episodes of the show were like this one. But anyways, let's talk about the mistake. It isn't that big of a deal, I guess, considering this is literally the second episode of the show ever, but during this scene, Squidward is shown sitting on a doorstep in front of his house. However, this doorstep doesn't actually exist. It doesn't show up in any other scenes during this episode, or any other episodes after. It just doesn't really exist except for this one shot. I guess this isn't necessarily a mistake because it's from an early episode before locations were fully established, but it's definitely weird, and the fact that it doesn't appear at all in any other scenes is kind of a mistake, so yeah. Here's a clip. Our first set of mistakes can be found in the episode Plankton Retires, an episode where, well, I mean, the title kind of explains it. Here, check it out.
Mr. Krabs, did you see that? Plankton is retiring.
Yeah, so turns out Mr. Krabs has beaten Plankton down so much that this man, this evil little dude, retires. It's crazy, but hey, maybe there's a twist. Before we get to that though, let's take a look at the first mistake. Let's see if you guys can catch it.
He covered me in urchins, fed me to a seahorse, and stung me to death. I have had enough.
Oh, I think someone needs their baba.
Don't you see? We're done here.
He's sad for the 9 billionth time. You know, Sheldon, if I had a dime for every time you...
Okay, so here's the thing. When we first see Karen, as you can see, she isn't plugged into anything. There's no cable coming out of her computer body. But literally a second later, and look at this shot, as now Karen is plugged in and requires to be like powered, making for a really weird mistake. Here's another one. Just like this one, let's see if you guys can catch it without my help.
How long will you be staying with us? Forever. And so begins my retirement.
You see there, lad? Plankton is up to no good.
Yeah, so I was right. There is a twist, as you can see, but also more importantly, what's going on with Plankton's eye? His pupil is just gone and it looks really awkward. Let's move on to some even crazier mistakes though. So as you guys can probably tell, I'm a little addicted to SpongeBob. I love the show. But in the episode Treats, Gary gets addicted to something and it's really funny. Gary is tweaking in this episode. Take a look.
Oh, Gary! You got a big surprise coming to you. Snail bites! Gary, that's an awful lot of snail bites for one evening. Are you sure you want more? Whoops, looks like that was the last of them, Gary. We're all out. Gary, it is 4 o'clock in the morning. What exactly do you want from me?
Yeah, like I told you, Gary is on one in this episode. He is dying for more of those treats. Dude is tweaking out. So much so, guys, that I'm gonna show a couple more clips because it's just so freaking funny. Here.
Excuse me, do you have any snail bites? We need some snail bites.
Oh, no. Those sold out almost immediately.
Okay, Gary, I'm off to the Krusty Krab. Hope your day will be as fun-filled as mine. Whoa! Gary?
Okay, mistake time. So we have 2 mistakes in one scene. At one point, Gary shows up to SpongeBob's work, and if you look at his shell, his colors are the wrong colors. This is how his shell is supposed to look, but as you can see, they flipped the colors by accident, which is definitely a mistake.
Normally I'm so shy,
Gary, what are you doing here? You're causing a scene! I know, you want more snail bites.
Well, you could try going to the factory where they make them.
Thanks a lot.
This episode has one more. Take a look.
Take a look at this map. This is a map of every pet store in the entire world. We've been to every single one of them, Gary. I can't keep looking, Gary. I just can't.
Hi, SpongeBob. Oh, your snail's still meowing?
I know you guys caught this one. It's very straightforward. But SpongeBob's missing like his pupils, like the rest of his eye. They're just gone and it looks really weird. This happens pretty often, but yeah. Let's move on to another episode.
Anything at all!
Oh, I like a man who begs.
See? Told you.
The Curse of the Hex is a very interesting episode. I personally really like the plot of this episode, so here's a really quick plot summary, and then we're gonna get right into the mistakes. It's a bit of a spooky episode. This evil girl puts a curse on the Krusty Krab, but anyways, here's the first mistake. This one's pretty cursed.
The end of another successful business day. You know, Squidward, this time of day always reminds me of money.
Krabby Patties cost $4.50 these days, lady.
Dude, how did this, even happen? When Mr. Krabs says, the end of another successful business day at the beginning of the episode, the Galley Grub menu lists a Krabby Patty as a Crab Boy Patty. They misspell it. Crab Boy? Yeah, that's a mistake. And here's another one from the Curse of the Hex. This one's more towards the ending of the episode, and we're going to really need to zoom in to highlight this one. But when the customers run out of the Krusty Krab at the end, as I was saying, if we watch Incidental 13 here, they're supposed to run off screen, right? But they actually disappear before running off screen, which is 100% an animation glitch. You can see the layer of him moving was cut off before hitting the side of the screen, and it looks really weird. We're playing it in slow motion, but yeah, this one, it's a very minor detail. No one would notice this, but I definitely did, and it's a mistake. Oh, wait though. I actually found another one from this episode. Roll the clip.
Psst. Old lady? Old lady!
Here I am.
Did you guys notice what's missing? Well, normally there's a back door in the Krusty Krab kitchen that leads to the outside, like the back of the restaurant. We've seen it in so many other episodes, but for some reason in the Curse of the Hex, there is just no back door when it should be right here. So yeah, another mistake in this one.
How could life in Bikini Bottom possibly get any worse?
My Bikini Bottom's erupting!
That's how.
Cool. Next up is another very underrated episode of SpongeBob, Spongehenge. Here, take a look for yourself. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but here are a couple clips from this episode just summarizing it, and then like I said, we're gonna expose the mistakes, so stay tuned.
Cause being your neighbor leaves me with nothing to be grateful for.
Wow, Squidward, you should really consider getting your plumbing looked at.
What are you boys doing out still? Plenty of room at the volcano shelter. Hey, but no more roughhousing. You got that?
Oh, yes, of course, ma'am. Try and behave yourself, fellers.
All right, it's mistake time, baby. Let's go.
Goodbye, everyone. Huh?
If you're a true SpongeBob fan, you already caught this one. It's very blatant if you understand SpongeBob. So, as Squidward is falling down into the volcano, rest in peace, dude, he's only drawn with 2 legs instead of 4, which is totally a mistake. Squidward does not only have 2 legs. If we even go back to, for example, Culture Shock, right? And Squidward does his iconic dance, look, he does not only have 2 legs, so totally a mistake here. This is a really bad mistake if you really think about it. So much so that I don't even want to talk about this episode anymore, dude. Like, let's keep it moving. It's time for the random mistake of the day, where we take a very quick break from SpongeBob to talk about a random cartoon and a random mistake from that cartoon. Today we're doing Amphibia, and for context, the mistake has to do with this character, Annie. It's in the very first episode of Amphibia, Annie or Beast, and it has to do with Annie's outfit, all right? Let's see if you guys can spot a mistake from a show some of you might have never even seen before. Roll the clip.
Oh, here we go.
Like I said, it has to do with Annie's outfit, and as you guys just saw in the clip, when Annie leaps to start sliding into the log with Sprig, if we watch very closely for a frame, this school logo that's normally on her shirt disappears for a frame. It comes back after, of course, and it's on her before this, but for that one frame, it's missing, and that, my friend, is a mistake. Now though, let's get back to what you guys clicked on, SpongeBob SquarePants. Next up, we have the masterpiece, another episode that I haven't seen before making this video. It's mainly because I wanted to cover a lot of SpongeBob episodes we haven't covered before in this video. So, you know, Cartoon Corey's always got you. I don't want to be covering the same episodes all the time. But anyways, the episode's the masterpiece. And here, take a look at the plot of this episode. Take a look at this summary of clips. It kind of summarizes the plot. And then don't worry, we're going to get into the two incredibly bad mistakes in this one episode. Just take a look at this first.
The crab, open! Patrons, spring forth! The crusty crab will now seat you.
We got no customers!
Rise and shine! We're the best restaurant in the sea! The Sea Chicken Shack!
Say, Mr. Sea Chicken, how's the flavor of that zesty sea chicken sandwich?
It's impeccable!
I need you to head over to the Sea Chicken Shack and see what's cooking.
You want me to go undercover?
That won't be necessary, boy. Just look around.
Yellow scrubber to Big Red. Come in, Big Red.
Just tell me what you see, SpongeBob.
I am inside. Repeat, I am inside.
Are there any unique or interesting amenities that might attract me customers in any way? Please see.
I see a giant statue depicting Mr. Sea Chicken in all his glory.
All right, Grapple Gang, let's expose this first mistake together. Roll the footage.
Yellow scrubber to Big Red. Come in, Big Red.
Just tell me what you see, SpongeBob.
And it smells in here, like a tuna bathed in algae after running a marathon.
Oh, so it's a crime now to exercise?
I have infiltrated the line right now, and I'll report back once I have obtained sample.
We gotta pay close attention for this one. It's kind of technical, and there's a lot of things moving. So, when SpongeBob starts talking to Mr. Krabs, we can see Incidental 41 right here in front of him. All right, this character right here, Incidental 41, and he's in front of him. Remember this. As moments later, when he starts talking about the smell, Incidental 41 is no longer there. He's just disappeared, despite it only being seconds past. And now Incidental 23 is shown there instead, which is totally a continuity error. At first, Incidental 41 was there, then in like a second, Incidental 23 teleports there and takes his spot, and then Incidental 41 comes back. Very strange. You can tell the animators made a little goof here, and here's the next goof from the masterpiece.
Okay, let's see it.
Make sure you... Voila!
SpongeBob!
Reporting for duty, sir.
I'm gonna need you to frolic and play on this here doohickey.
I read you loud and clear, Captain. Loud and clear.
We've already covered one similar to this in today's video, but before SpongeBob was about to play with Squidward's ridiculous statue of Mr. Krabs, look at this thing, by the way. It's funny, his right eye is mistakenly colored yellow for a split second. It's only for a split second it goes back to normal, but look at this one frame, I'm zooming in, his eyes are yellow, and like, we already seen one like this earlier today, but this is much worse. This one is like very, very yellow, so really, really bad mistake, guys. Like, how does this even happen?
We've been stuck up here for 3 days.
We told you wouldn't fit in.
Next up, we're talking about one of my favorites, Club SpongeBob. I love this episode. As you guys know, SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward get trapped in the kelp forest, and Squidward nearly starves because the magic conch shell just does not like him. That thing does not like Squidward. Now, during one of those scenes where Squidward nearly starves, we have a mistake. It has to do with SpongeBob's drink, all right? Watch this.
Dude, we're falling right out of the sky! We gotta drop the load!
Praise the magic conch!
Hey, SpongeBob, that sure is a lot of food you got there. You know I was just kidding around earlier and I mean, I'm still part of the club, right?
Yeah, so you guys may have caught it, but as SpongeBob is drinking his drink, the actual liquid in the cup does not go down at all. Like, we can see the glass with the liquid here before he picks it up, and then when he's drinking it and puts it back down, nothing changes. And you know, I'm nitpicking, but this is a mistake. Like, I wish I had infinite orange juice like SpongeBob over here, but that's not how things work, bud. I am very thirsty now, though, I can't lie.
Way, look, it's Squidward.
Wow.
Sorry, Squidward, but you couldn't get in even if you tried.
Huh? You should be begging me to join.
Can't join.
You can't get in.
This one takes place closer to the beginning of the episode, but the tree and the clubhouse are facing the road at the beginning, right? All right, right here you can see, and there are many trees seen. But after SpongeBob and Patrick insult Squidward, the tree and clubhouse have completely moved and are turned 90 degrees to the right. And now there are barely any trees shown. Just to show you too, here's a side-by-side comparing the amount of trees before and the positioning of the clubhouse. And it gets worse, as when Squidward climbs the tree, he is facing back to the road, as you can see here, all right, facing back to the road. But then when he tries to get out of the clubhouse, it is again rotated 90 degrees to the right. So like, is it facing the road? Is it facing Conch Street? It just constantly changes. First it's facing this way, then it's facing this way. Very messy, very, very strange. And here's one more from this episode that's from a similar scene.
I do not know, nor will I ever want to be a member of your...
Did you guys catch it? Well, when Squidward rides on his bike, he leaves his door open, all right? It's open. But then seconds later, as soon as he tries to get back down, the door is just randomly shut. And here's the thing, no one would have shut this door unless like a random other pedestrian incidental character came along and closed his door. There's no way his door would have closed. So kind of a weird mistake here. You can see they drew it with the door open and then forgot about this and drew it with the door closed. Not a big deal, but still a mistake. And let's keep it moving, guys. Here's another episode of SpongeBob with some wild mistakes.
Look at them eating that garbage. It's disgusting. They're sickening. I hate Krabby Patties.
Ah! Good one, Squidward.
First up is one of my favorite episodes from season 3. This episode is iconic and it's just one bite. This episode's all about Squidward trying a Krabby Patty for the first time and lying. My boy is capping in this episode, pretending he doesn't like Krabby Patties. You, Squidward, are a liar. More importantly though, this episode has 3 mistakes, so yeah, here's the first one.
It's delicious.
Listen, SpongeBob, how long are you prepared to keep this up? Give me that.
I'm gonna be real with you guys, if you caught that one, I'm impressed, as it actually took me like 3 or 4 watch-throughs to actually catch it. But when SpongeBob handcuffs himself to Squidward during this scene, the space between Squidward's arm is like colored in, and it's the same color as his brown shirt right here. I'm zooming in, as you can see. That little space right there should be the blue sky in the background, but the animators messed up. To be fair, this episode came out in like 2001, that's like over 20 years ago, so I'll give them a break, but that is a bad mistake. And that's not it for this episode. This next one's even worse.
You like Krabby Patties, don't you, Squidward?
Yes! Yes! I admit it, SpongeBob! I love Krabby Patties!
I knew it all along, Squidward. No one can resist a Krabby Patty.
This next one happens closer to the ending of the episode when SpongeBob catches Squidward just going crazy with the Krabby Patties. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show the mistake because it's really bad. But quickly, here are some really quick clips of Squidward just going ham on some Krabby Patties. He loves them. Yeah, Squidward, you are a total liar, bro. You love Krabby Patties. But anyways, during this scene, alright, at the ending of the episode, when SpongeBob says, "I knew it all along, Squidward," take a look at our yellow friend's upper top left hole, as the animators messed up again, as look, it's blue for like a split second. It is only for like a split second, but that's still a mistake and it looks kind of weird. Imagine if SpongeBob's pores were blue. Anyways though, I've got another mistake from this episode, so let's get back to that. It's a good one!
Good. Now go spread the word. All the wasted years. I gotta have more. I gotta have more. But wait. After that performance, he'd never let me live it down.
Alrighty, last mistake for just one bite, which makes me sad because I love this episode, but hopefully you guys caught it, as it's a little complicated, so listen closely, Grapple Gang. When SpongeBob goes inside the Krusty Krab, we can see this window on his right, and the door is on his left. Remember this, okay? The window can be seen on his right, and the door is right on his left, right there. But as the scene progresses, and Squidward is about to enter, look, now the window is on his left and the door is on his right, which is a major continuity error. The layout of the Krusty Krab wouldn't just change randomly, and here's like a side by side. I'm splitting it right down the middle, side by side, and you can see major continuity error. Not that big of a deal, but hey, we caught it. We found it, Grapple Gang. And we're gonna find even more mistakes in today's video, even crazier ones than this one, so let's keep it moving and head over to another episode. Who remembers Picture Day back at school? Well, there's an episode completely based on this in SpongeBob called, well, Picture Day. It's from season 5. Now, this episode has 2 really bad mistakes that we're gonna dive into, but it also has a bunch of funny moments, so roll some funny clips from this episode, and then we'll get right into the spicy mistakes.
Take cover! The teenagers! They've been let out of school, and they're pelting us with balloons filled with...
Ketchup?
Save yourself, kid! I'm finished!
Stamps! Oh, oatmeal! Blue.
You guys know what time it is. Let's expose the mistakes in this episode. Roll the footage. Here's the first one.
Not sure how I did it, but
Did you guys catch it? Well, look at SpongeBob's pants during this scene as a part of it turns yellow. I'm zooming in so you guys can really see. Yeah, that part right there beside his arm is yellow, and that's like incorrect. That's a major mistake by the animators. And here's another mistake from this episode, but this one's a lot more technical, so pay close attention.
Don't schnivel like that. A dinner doesn't schnivel. Try putting this on. This is it.
You guys might have caught it from the clips we just played, but I'm sure I'll need to explain this one. So we can see that Tom Kenny, this guy right here, here's a picture of him, he's credited as the photographer at the boating school. And we can see that Bill Foggerback, I totally butchered his name, but this guy right here, is credited as the trucker who is blinded by sunlight. But here's the problem, listen to the clips again.
Don't schnivel like that. A dinner doesn't schnivel?
Yeah, the animators or whoever edited this episode got it completely flipped. It's actually Tom Kenny who voices the trucker, and it's actually Bill who voices the boating school photographer. So a bit of a technical mistake here, like their credits got swapped clearly, and as you can tell, it's their voices on those characters. So yeah, as any longtime SpongeBob fan knows, this place is SpongeBob's iconic pineapple home. A place he's lived in ever since the show's first ever episode, and it's even mentioned during the show's theme song. Well, this place has had a consistent design since its first appearance, with it featuring 2 windows. However, during the opening shot of the season 13 episode, Plain to See, one of these windows is weirdly missing when there should be 2 of them. There's only one, there should be 2, making for a pretty bad mistake in my opinion. I mean, I know we've seen worse, but how did the art team forget about how SpongeBob's house looks? Yeah, here's a clip.
What a beautiful morning. Time to check the mail and see who loves you, Squidward. I wonder if I can return to sender.
Up next is another Season 1 banger, that being Home Sweet Pineapple. In this episode, SpongeBob tragically loses his pineapple home and is forced to live with some friends. However, when this fails, he nearly moves away by the end of the episode to go live with his parents, Harold and Margaret Squarepants. Fun fact, this was actually both of SpongeBob's parents' first ever appearance in the show. But anyways, on to the mistake. We actually have 2. The first is during this scene, as if you watch the antenna on the back of Harold's boat, or his whip, it is repeatedly flashing colors. Like, look at this in slow motion, that antenna is wilding out, it looks really weird, like the colors are just flashing. Another mistake can also be found just before this, but listen closely. So, as you can see in this shot, SpongeBob is rocking this fresh little hat. It's a nice little dad hat. We can see it right here. Well, in this zoomed in shot that follows, the hat is suddenly gone. SpongeBob isn't wearing the hat anymore. But then, literally in the next shot, boom, the hat is back while he's talking to Squidward. Talk about a messy scene. Here are a few of the clips.
My house is back!
Oh, good old pineapple. It's exactly like it used to be. Here's the kitchen windows, here's the closet, here's the refrigerator. Nice and thing. Oh, Squidward, isn't this great? I'm back forever. You hold too many memories. Well, Squidward, this is goodbye.
Goodbye, SpongeBob.
Our next mistake can be found in another Season 13 episode, obviously because of the title of the video, and that's Upturn Girls. Now, real quickly, we've covered this episode a lot recently, as the episode has a lot of Easter eggs in it, so if you've heard us talk about this episode recently, that's why. What we're going to be talking about today, though, is a completely new mistake that we haven't discussed before. So yeah, let's get into it. Now, the mistake happens really fast, and it's early on in the episode. But before Pearl asks for the diamond card for Mr. Krabs, our favorite Mr. Krab is missing his pants. They're gone. I mean, it's not like he's completely naked or something, just given the angle of the shot, you should be able to see Mr. Krabs' pants, but you can't. So it's definitely a mistake. Also, this one isn't that big of a deal, but although Pearl says that she has never cooked a Krabby Patty before in this episode, she's actually wrong, because she's seen cooking them in the episode Welcome to the Bikini Bottom Triangle, thus making for a bit of a continuity error. That or Pearl just forgot. I don't know, who knows. Anyways though, here's a clip of both mistakes with audio.
If we want to do that loitering thing in the city, I'll need an advance on my allowance. Oh, Daddy! Yeah.
All right, here you go.
Oh, Dad, we can't have a whale's day out with your balsa wood card. We need the Diamond Unlimited.
My diamond.
What are you doing here?
Oh, nothing, SpongeBob. Just trying to juggle schoolwork, having a social life, and running the family business, that's all.
Drama queen.
What's the hold up in there? You're acting like you never cooked a Krabby Patty before.
Yeah, Dad, that's because I never have cooked a Krabby Patty before.
The sheet's gotta be completely smooth and tight.
You made the bed with my old saggy skin. That's a pickle. But hey, No wrinkles!
Alright, let's switch up the flow a little bit. We're always talking about SpongeBob. Let's talk about the Patrick Star Show. And don't worry, guys, I'm gonna head right back over to SpongeBob after this. I know not everybody loves the Patrick Star Show, but anyways, the episode is home eek, and here's the first mistake.
Reef Wellington! An A+ for you. Next up, we have,
Squidina's pickle pie. Aren't you gonna try it? You tried all my other projects.
So this one is a blatant animation error, but when Squidina says, aren't you gonna try it, take a look at her arm, as it's layered behind her sleeve. As you guys know, an arm is supposed to go through the sleeve, but in this one shot, her arm is behind the entire sleeve, which is just like a blatant mistake. And here's another one from this same episode.
your other project.
I might have left some pins in it. Excuse me?
Huh?
You've got something on your shirt. Pretty please?
This next one is just weird, dude, but when the teacher turns around to face Squidina in this scene, for about a frame, take a look at his tie, as the lines around it, like the outline, just randomly turn green. It's so weird, dude. It's just randomly green. What? Normally it looks like this, but then for one frame, it's green. Such a weird mistake. And here's another one from this episode. 3 mistakes in one episode.
Squidina, did you save me?
How about we celebrate with some pickle pie?
Is it safe?
No! Don't eat it!
Well, 4 out of 5 doctors can't be wrong. Tastes like an A+. Wait, does this contain gluten?
Were you guys able to catch this one? Well, when the teacher asks Squidina about her finished pickle pie, that's disgusting, a pickle pie. That is seriously so gross. But anyways, as the teacher asks this, if you take a look at his hand, it's colored white for a frame. Well, it's more of like a light green or something like that, but it's not the right color. Normally his hands look like this, as you can see, but in this one, they're white. And yeah, that's another mistake. 3 mistakes on one episode, that's a lot. Let's head over to another episode with even more mistakes.
When you write these stories, you gotta use a little imagination, boy.
Imagination.
Yeah! Maybe instead of man watches pole, you could say something like, oh, man marries pole.
We talk a ton about SpongeBob season 1, 2, and 3, or seasons like 11, 12, and 13 on this channel all the time. But let's go smack dab right into the middle with season 6, the episode being the Krabby Chronicle, an episode all about a crusty crab newspaper. It's wild. What we're really here to talk about though, guys, is what you guys clicked on the video for are the spicy mistakes in this episode. Roll the footage and let's see if you guys can spot it.
Well, gee, Mr. Krabs, I've written about everyone in town. Any ideas, sir?
Surprise me. Give me a shocker.
Oh, the wildest story ever, huh?
How's it going, lad?
Ah, it's a surprise.
Did ya catch it? Well, after Mr. Krabs leaves his office for the night and SpongeBob begins typing on the press, take a look at Mr. Krabs' office door, okay? It's right behind SpongeBob. This is important. It's right there. You can see it. It's right there. But in the very next shot, where is it? Where did the door go? Did like Mr. Krabs have renovations in the matter of like 30 seconds? I don't think so. I think the animators drew the door, as you can see here. But then in this scene, they forgot to draw it. And just like, how do you even do that? But anyways, here's another mistake.
What a money-tastical day, eh, Mr. Squidward?
Yeah, I'm just raking it in.
I'm excited about all the newspaper sales, too.
This next mistake is very similar to the last one, as when Mr. Krabs is walking up to the Krusty Krab, take a look at this poster of a Krabby Patty on the window. It looks delicious. I would love a Krabby Patty, but more importantly, the poster, remember that this poster is right here. As when Mr. Krabs eventually enters the Krusty Krab, the poster that we just seen is just gone now. It's vanished. It just, it doesn't exist anymore, which is another continuity error, guys. You know, continuity errors aren't that bad, I'll admit, but they're still a mistake. And guys, we've got more mistakes coming up. Let's keep it moving.
Another day, another nickel.
It's not that funny.
It's funny because it's true.
Carpool's over.
Back to SpongeBob, baby, and we're gonna be doing the episode Funny Pants, where SpongeBob is tricked into thinking that he's lost his laugh. We're gonna get into the mistakes, but take a look at this compilation of scenes where SpongeBob just cannot laugh anymore. It's actually really sad.
If you burn out your laugh box, you'll live your whole life without ever laughing again.
Mr. Krabs?
What's wrong, boy?
I lost my laugh.
What is laughter?
The thing that used to give my life meaning and purpose.
Poor SpongeBob, dude. Like, his laugh is kind of iconic. I'm gonna play just a soundbite of his laugh. Dude, it's annoying, but it's iconic. It's a big part of his design, so I feel bad for him for losing his laugh. I also feel bad for the animators, though, for these mistakes. Here's the first one. So this one happens at the very end of the episode, and you know, it's kind of a tricky one. But at the very ending of the episode, when Squidward runs off of his bed, if we slow the footage down and look, it seems like he's walking on air for a moment. This might have been for comedic effect or something, but I do think this was a bit of an error. We don't know for sure though, so let's head over to mistake number 2 that's a lot more entertaining. This one's also near the ending of the episode, but when Squidward bursts through the hospital wall near the end, look, the heart monitor is still running, which shouldn't happen because Squidward is no longer, like, connected to the heart monitor. Weird. All right, one more from this episode.
Look! He's waking up!
Where am I?
You're in the hospital, silly.
Did you guys catch it? So let's take a look at Sandy right here and look at her design. A big part of it is on her like white suit right here. There's this acorn symbol right here. I'm circling it. Well, when Squidward wakes up from his coma, look, both Sandy's zipper and the badge from her suit are just gone. The animators just didn't draw it. I mean, to be fair, Mr. Krabs' hand is in front of it, but they should have at least drawn the zipper. So yeah, as most of you know, Mrs. Puff has been trying to teach SpongeBob to drive for years. It's been like 23 years at this point of her giving SpongeBob driving lessons, and the dude always fails. So, in the episode Tutor Sauce, Mr. Krabs decides that it's his time to give SpongeBob a lesson, and, well, this happens.
I'm sorry, Mr. Krabs. Oh, I can't even cry right.
There. Failing your driver's test is nothing to cry over.
Oh.
How much do they charge you this driving school of yours?
Oh, about $100 a semester.
$100 a semester? Why, I could do it for double the price in half the time. I taught me own daughter Pearl how to drive like a little angel.
Hi, Daddy!
This empty parking lot is just the ticket. Like every young person, a novice boater needs plenty of open, obstacle-free space.
Mr. Krabs, you're so wise.
Can't disagree with you there. All right, put her in gear.
Rookie mistake, right?
I suppose so.
Yeah, no offense, Mr. Krabs, but not only are you a terrible boss, but you're also not a very good driving instructor. Mrs. Puff is way better than you, but anyways, let's get into the mistakes in this episode. There's 2. Here's the first one. Keep those eyes peeled.
Now slowly inch forward.
Inch, 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 inch.
Oh, broken wall. That's about 15,000. Lawsuits. Oh, that's a lot of zeros. All right, Krabs, get a hold of yourself. You've been a little worse fixed than this. Look at that face.
So take a look at this shot here. Most of the Grapple gang probably already knows where this is going, but this is the inside of the Krusty Krab. And as always, as you can see, there is the Galley Grub menu, the menu with all the food on it, and the order here sign. But in this one shot of Tutor Sauce, they're missing, which is a nasty mistake. And there's more. Here's mistake number 2, which is very similar, but let's see if you guys can catch it.
A little trip down the street to Patrick's house. That was just fine. But next time, wait until I say put her into gear.
You missed one.
It happens really fast, but when Squidward says, "You missed one," the galley grub is misspelled as G-A-L-L-Y grub. Normally it's spelled as G-A-L-L-E-Y, as you can see right here. That's like the proper spelling, but I guess the animators forgot how to spell because they didn't include the E. Anyways though, these first two mistakes were kind of weak sauce, guys. Let's move over to episode number 2, which has even crazier mistakes. Let's do this. Our next episode is a SpongeBob classic. I'm talking about Krabby Land. This episode is all about Mr. Krabs coming up with a new scheme to get money out of kids on summer vacation. Here are some clips. It's hilarious.
You see, boy, during the summer, the children are excused from their classes, a recess commonly referred to as summer break. I guess summer isn't coming this year.
Hey, maybe they're all at that new playground over there.
Playground? Learn away, me young customers! Just look at him, SpongeBob. So weak and malnourished, with nobody trying to sell him nothing. Breaks me heart.
The way you drove the boat while lying on the ground was kind of cool.
But that's not gonna get these munchkins away from this playground. Unless... SpongeBob! You're just in time for the grand unveiling of Krabby Land! Here we go! I give you Krabby Land!
Now, as funny as this episode is, it does have 2 mistakes that are very easy to miss.
Another day, another dollar. Gee, I wonder what Mr. Krabs has been up to since I saw him last and then went home to do nothing of particular interest till this very moment. Huh?
So as you guys seen, Krabby Land is meant for little kids. But during this scene where we see like this big lineup of people waiting, we can see numerous adult incidentals. They're supposed to be kids, but the animators put adults instead, which was a mistake. Here's another one though, and let's see if you lovely people can spot it yourselves.
They seem to respond to me being in pain. They enjoy other people's misery.
This one is definitely easy to miss, but this incidental right here loses their eyes, well, their pupils, not their actual eyes, but the pupils in their eyes for about like a second. It looks really rough, but stay tuned guys, as I have some even crazier mistakes coming up.